right, hi everybody. All right, so we finally got a sunny day, so we're going to approach the problem of the faulty wipers on the 2007 VW Transporter Shuttle that I just bought. So on the way home, delighted with the new Transporter, the windshield wipers stopped working. So the first thing we did, obviously this is a common problem on these vehicles, and if you go searching on the internet, you'll see that people really highlight three things that it could be. They say it could be the body control module, which is underneath the driver's steering wheel. It could be the wiper motor itself, or sometimes people look at the latch, the bonnet latch as well. I've looked at the bonnet latch. I don't think that is our problem. The problem that I have is more the wipers will work for a period of time and then they'll stop working. Then sometimes they will have slightly erratic behavior. They won't always start again once you start the vehicle back up, but then sometimes they will. So kind of a really intermittent erratic thing. Because of this, I thought the first place to start would be with looking at the motor and looking at the whole assembly. When I took out the motor in the assembly, this is the one I took out. I've since replaced this. There was visible wear and damage on it. So one of these assembly linkages was actually bent. You know, so when I took it out and I saw that, I thought, yeah, like there's definitely indication that this has been under at least some strain. So which could, you know, obviously create problems in the motor long term. And there was also, you could see that these spindles here usually have a little plastic spindle cap on them, and one of them had been missing. So one of these spindles, this one here, we actually had a lot of white powder, which is a sign that there's, you know, been some water damage over time. You can't see it so much now because I originally tried just lubricating this whole assembly with WD-40. I straightened out the linkage. So, you know, just lubricating and straightening everything out to see would that fix the problem. Put it back in. Seemed to work, but then over time, not that much time, that we did get that intermittent problem again. So I ordered a brand new motor, brand new linkage, put it in, started it up, seemed to work, and then we had took the van out for a day trip, and then we ended up halfway out to Connemara with the same problem. So we had to pull over. Luckily, at that point, we'd get the wipers on for a good few minutes, drive a little while, because it's always raining in Ireland. This is the worst problem on a van you can have in Ireland. And we made it home that way. So the van's been sat outside in the rain for 3 weeks, because we haven't had a good day to approach this BCM issue. So that's what we're going to do here today. Okay, so here we are. We're going to take off the paneling. We've got the professional Volkswagen Transporter disassembly tool. So we're going to start. I haven't done this before, but I've watched a few videos. We're going to start on the side panel here. So we're just going to latch that out. No problem. She's off. Then we've got some little, see the star-shaped ones. We lost this one, so I had to use, oh no, sorry, right size. Oh. CRV T15. Right, we will not lose our bolts. Then I believe here, I believe we have to get this guy off. Yeah, so that guy just comes out like that. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna proceed. We don't need to get that clip off. I'll show you with another D-clip how to get them off. But the trick with those is, like, they can be tricky, but you push in, then you do the latch, then you pull out. And usually that will go pretty smoothly for you. If you look, there's a lot of videos out there where people aren't pushing in and they're just trying to pry them off, and that's not the way to go. So we had one more visible screw there. Now we will so I just went down and out, and that came off nice and easy there. And down below here we got two more, those T15 bolts. Okay, so this black box here is what we're going for. This is the body control module. It slots into a rack. So there's a metal rack that this thing is slotting into. On either side, you got to get your fingers in. You probably won't be able to get a good view of it, but you're pushing these two little pieces of metal in to release the latch that holds it in the rack, and then you're pulling out. So it's just, there's one on each side. You're just pulling them in, and then you can release it from the rack and pull her out. Okay, so then you can see that we have, what do we have? It's connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D-clips here. So, okay, so we almost missed a key step. So when you get to this point, like anything, when you're working on a vehicle, but especially when you're working on something like this, although each of these plugs is a particular shape, but you want to be taking a photo of how things were set up when you found them, because worst case scenario, you can put them back how you found them. So we did, we quite easily actually released these two already. Just again, that is the method, down, so that there's enough pressure released, then you do the latch, then you wiggle it up. There's some tight ones in and back here. Right, so we got the BCM out there. One of the D-clips was really tricky. She was really stuck. You just have to be patient. Down, then latch it, then pull it up. Don't go prying it and breaking it to D-clip. What I did to eventually get it off after about 4 or 5 minutes there was down, a slight tilt. Obviously you're not really physically tilting, but down a tiny bit of backwards pressure, then the latch, and then she finally came up. So just perseverance, you know, they're not stuck in there, it's just very finicky. So when you get your BCM out, this is what you find. There's 4 little latches on the sides. So you're taking off the lid and you're lifting out the BCM. So you can see there are various different relays in here, and this little one here is, you can probably see the text on it there, can you? You can see the text in other videos that you can find out there anyhow. So that is the relay that controls the wipers, and that some people have found is at the root of their intermittent wiper problem. So like I was saying, one solution that some people end up taking is to desolder this relay. There's about 6 points holding it on there. So they desolder it, they put a new one in. They're very inexpensive, and then they solder a new one on. So we will see whether or not that's the way we think. Okay, so good news for me. If you recall, this is the BCM I hauled out here. Well, hopefully good news for me, assuming that that was the original BCM that came in this 2007 shuttle. And I found the 2 BCMs that I have in the shed from a previous troubleshooting. We're not going to use this one. Looks a little worse for wear anyhow. It might have been out there longer. So there you can see it's 7HO937049AA. But this one happens to look like it's a pretty close, can you see that? A pretty close match there. They're both 7HO937049T. So that might be a little bit of luck coming my way today, hopefully. So we are going to take this BCM that Mike had just bought off the internet. And we're gonna throw her in there and then we'll take her for a drive and see, do the wipers work and do they keep working? Okay, so we've got all the D-clips back on. I haven't popped them in super tight. I'm hoping I'll get away with it just for troubleshooting. We'll see. Just because I don't want to have to fight with them if it doesn't work. But so we're now gonna put this back into the bracket back there. You'll see, you look on this, which two sides have these little clips. That's what we're looking for there. And then we're going to rotate it so the flat side is up top, so that those two clips are at the side, the plastic clips, and then we should be able to get her back into the housing. More resistance than I want, but I'm just troubleshooting her for now. So I will obviously finesse and get that slotted perfectly back in before we get going. But I just want to take her for a drive and see whether or not we have solved our intermittent wiper problem. So I'm just going to leave her all hanging. I'll just I'm gonna tack one bolt up here just so that my legs aren't obstructed. Everything else will be okay. And we will take her for a drive and see if here, I guess we will we'll see if she even turns on or if this video is a complete bust. Okay, so she's on. The wipers are working, but like I said before, that wasn't really our problem. It's whether or not those wipers stay working. So it's a nice sunny day. We'll take her for a drive. We'll keep the wipers on for a good 20 minutes, half an hour. Usually we get about 5 to 10 minutes and then we'd run into problems. So we should know whether or not that's gonna do it for us. And I'll tell you if there's any other quirks that come up as we go. All right, so we went for about a 12-minute drive. I think these, how long?
Something like that.
How long have these been on, Matthew?
They've been on for 25 minutes.
You think 25?
Yeah, we had them on for 10 minutes before we left.
So we got our high setting, and this is all working way better than it was before. Low setting, our intermittent setting. Oh, sorry, is that off? Maybe this is intermittent here. Do we have intermittent? And then just there we go. So I think we might have a fix. We're gonna go get some cinnamon buns and see can we make it home with the wipers on.
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's go.